The hallway of Westbridge High was buzzing with the usual morning chatter, but for Alina, every step felt heavy. Around her neck hung a delicate silver chain with a small heart-shaped pendant, her late mother's necklace. It wasn't just jewelry. It was the only piece of her mother she had left, the one she never took off, no matter what. Alina had always been quiet, not because she lacked confidence, but because the grief of losing her mom made her careful about who she let close. That necklace gave her strength when her heart felt weak. She touched it every morning before school, whispering, "For you, Mom," like a prayer. But high school isn't always kind to those who stand out, or those who seem vulnerable. A group of bullies, led by Madison and her 2 followers, had made Alina their target. Madison was the kind of girl who thrived on power and attention. Alina's silence, her necklace, her difference. Everything about her painted a target on her back. It started with small things, snide remarks, mocking whispers as she walked past, shoving her books out of her hands. Alina endured it all in silence, clenching her jaw, gripping her necklace for comfort. She didn't want to fight back. She promised her mom she'd always be kind. But bullies don't stop when you stay silent. They grow bolder. One rainy afternoon, as students hurried to their buses, Madison cornered Alina in the hallway. "Well, look at the little charity case." Madison sneered, her eyes locking on the necklace. "Still wearing that ugly old thing. What is it? Your good luck charm." Alina's chest tightened. "It belonged to my mom," she said softly. Madison smirked. "Oh, even better. Dead mommy's jewelry. How pathetic." The other students gasped. Alina's eyes welled up, but she stood her ground. "Don't touch it," she warned, her voice trembling but firm. Madison reached forward, and before Alina could react, she yanked the chain hard. The fragile silver snapped. The pendant hit the floor, skidding across the tiles. For a second, the hallway went silent. Alina dropped to her knees, scooping up the broken chain with shaking hands. Something broke inside her that day, not just the necklace, but the dam she had built around her pain. Years of grief, of staying quiet, of enduring cruelty, all boiled over. She stood slowly, her fists clenched. Madison laughed, tossing the broken chain to the floor. "Oops. Guess it wasn't that precious after all." But Madison didn't know Alina had been training in martial arts for years. Her father, after her mother's death, had enrolled her in karate to help her channel her grief and build strength. By now, Alina was a black belt. She never bragged about it, never used it to intimidate anyone. But this moment, the cruelty, the laughter, the broken memory of her mom, was the last straw. Madison shoved her again, and this time Alina didn't step back. She moved with speed and precision. A powerful kick sent Madison stumbling into the lockers, gasping for breath. Her 2 followers lunged forward, but Alina blocked one punch effortlessly, twisting the attacker's arm and sending her crashing to the ground. The second girl tried to grab Alina's hair, but Alina spun, delivering a roundhouse kick that knocked her off her feet. The hallway filled with shocked gasps. No one had ever seen Alina like this. Fierce, unstoppable, her eyes burning with righteous anger. Madison tried to charge again, but Alina sidestepped and delivered a sharp strike that dropped her to the floor, clutching her stomach in pain. When the dust settled, 3 bullies were writhing on the ground, crying out in shock and pain. Teachers rushed in, pulling the crowd back. Alina stood tall, holding the broken necklace in her palm, tears streaking her face. She wasn't proud of the violence, but she wasn't ashamed either. For the first time, she had defended not just herself, but her mother's memory. The principal called her father, and there were long meetings about consequences. But dozens of witnesses came forward, telling the truth. Alina hadn't started the fight. She had only defended herself when her mother's necklace was destroyed. The bullies were suspended. Madison's parents were furious, but deep down, Even they knew their daughter had crossed a line. At home that night, Elena's father repaired the necklace, carefully fixing the chain. As he clasped it around her neck again, he whispered, "Your mom would be proud of you." Elena smiled through her tears. For the first time in years, she felt her mom's strength alive within her. Not in the necklace, but in her own heart. The next day at school, something had changed. Students who once ignored her now looked at her with respect. Some even apologized for laughing at the bullies' jokes. Elena didn't need their approval, but she felt something new. She wasn't invisible anymore. Her story spread through the halls. Not just about the fight, but about why it happened. People learned that cruelty leaves scars, and that sometimes the quietest people are carrying the heaviest burdens. Elena never sought revenge. She forgave, though she never forgot. But the necklace around her neck was no longer just a reminder of her mother's absence. It was a symbol of her strength, her resilience, and the moment she decided to stop living in fear. And in the end, Elena realized something powerful. Bullies could break her chain, but they could never break her spirit.